So yeah, Defender of the Faith did get a fairly hefty rework with the other religious changes. It now has different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 5. And Protestant's actually a tier 4, so it's a pretty powerful religion. Basically, the more development, which is of that faith, the stronger the Defender of the Faith bonuses get. And I think the tier 5 is basically what the Defender of the Faith used to do. I think that tech penalty is just gone now. Being Defender is only a positive thing, except for the fact you get called into wars. And wars are pretty bad for business. Unless you're selling the weapons, in which case it's great for business. But I don't really want to be dragged into more than I already have been. Especially because most of my alliances are defensive, as opposed to offensive. New Scotland is growing quite nicely. Running out of places to colonize in the Americas. Might well need to attack New Scotland and take those territories from them. I just like the fact that Scotland... I feel so bad. I really, really like it when Scotland actually does well in this game, because they tend to get so badly bullied by England. And then I had to come sweeping in and go and destroy them, basically. I feel dirty. Is it based on development or the number of nations? Is it nations? Oh, okay. Great Horde just got bigger, so they did. Did I ever get a response about Jylland? So am I pronouncing it correctly with Yelland? Unfortunately, I can't read phonetics, so you'd have to spell it out for me. Had to show up and murder poor Scotland out of nowhere. I know, and I hate myself for it. Oh, okay, we're about to have a bunch more uprisings. Pretty close? Okay, cool. Danish separatists are going to rise up in Uppland and Trondelag. Interesting. And the Norwegian. Yeah, it's all the northern provinces. Okay, stop drilling. We'll send you to Akershus. I mean, we do have the entire area covered by forts now. Mercenaries flock to the standard. Mercenaries will always follow the money, and our plutocratic traditions make mercenary captains think of profit here. More mercenaries become available for 10 years. Interesting. Whoa. They weren't lying. The Bundenair, the Morlachs, the Redshanks, the Zanj Company, the Nubian Company, the Bedouin Auxiliaries, the Finnish Company, Moorish Battalion, the Independent Cossack Host, the Great Lakes Free Warriors. Well, they've come a long way. And then we have the uprising in Trondelag. That's... Hold on. You sailed without the army. You is smart. Very smart. In fact, we'll sail from here. Not you. Can we get any more Marines yet? Doubtful. Nope. Alright, election for Diedrich Philemon. Diedrich Philemon is a really good general. He's also 51. Not worth it. New election. And that means you need a new general. Who is the master of maneuver? He's got some moves. An architectural visionary, and the guilds are in charge, which means that my construction costs right now are 20% cheaper. Oof. No! Stop spending money! No! Not doing it. Mm-mm. Always hate to bash the underdog that's doing well. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Akshis just rose up. Just as you left. Timing. But at least they spawned on the 2 forts, so it's not really a problem. I should probably start using the other army for more of this, because these guys are starting to struggle in terms of drill. Alright, where's the next set? Swedish, Elfsborg. Another fort. I think I'll probably just leave these in Akashis this time. Yeah, I know you need to spend money to make money, but I also need to save up 3,000. Luzan has gained a core, and Smolin. Smolenen. And there we go. Rebels defeated. Not to mention trade company investments, which is another thing that I keep forgetting exist. Do it. I need to keep converting Novgorod, however slow it is. Ah, it was a national penalty, wasn't it? Yeah, 1604, so we still have it for another 6 years. I think that was the right decision. We just got Elfsborg, so I'm hoping that these rebels start going away. Nope. And then Orthodox Zealots starting to rise in Novgorod. Alright, begin drilling. Right, we do have enough military points. I think we can go ahead and do this. Are we saving military for anything? I don't think so. Okay. Naval attrition, artillery combat, and then discipline. At that point, my army has become quite significantly stronger. Printing press gives benefits. Since the invention of the printing press, more and more books about the ever wider range of subjects have been published. We can now see the benefits of this, since knowledge spreads faster and more ideas are appearing amongst our philosophers and natural scientists. See you, Bamboozle. Hit the core button on... No, see, I'm trying to get Tech 16 for admin, because I don't want to fall too far behind. Otherwise my innovativeness starts hurting. And as I've invested so heavily in building this up, I really don't want it ticking down. Still can't convert trade company provinces. No. Which is why I'm trying to get Novgorod converted first, and then I can trade company it. And basically never have unrest problems. Do I have the missionary strength edict up? No, actually. That's a good point. What do they do again? Institution, monthly autonomy, defensiveness, development, manpower, trade power, resistance to reformation, and missionary strength. I'd forgotten there was a missionary strength edict. I only ever really use the advancement effort, the development, and the trade power. And can I, just out of interest, see any other states from here? Just Denmark, but that's literally Bornholm, so I'm not that concerned about it not doing anything. Will conversion go faster if you exploit dev? I don't like exploiting development because it seems really inefficient to me. Because of how valuable monarch points are. Alright, relations with England have been fully done. They are going to tick off of being hostile next year. At that point, coalition threat gone. We had a subjugation CV against Scotland. Damn. Well, we had a truce anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, that clearly doesn't last long enough, because I've been in the truce this entire time. What's the goal? Unite the League. This is what we're working towards. And if possible, I'd like to get New Lubeck. But that's going to be some time away. I love the idea of getting new centres of trade from missions. Also, I was watching Quill's playthrough as Savoy, and I noticed that there was a Savoy one too. Which allows you to establish a centre of trade in Torino, I think. I think it was Torino. One of the missions adds a centre of trade to Newfoundland. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Speaking of Quill, how does the rival mission Savoy has work? You just need to be allied to two rivals. I mean, just having the alliance is enough to do it. Elfsborg finally rose up. Alright, let's stop you drilling and begin you marching. Then after that, we should be free of rebels for some time. I think we can go speed 4 again. We're not at war. And Elfsborg will take a bit of time to siege down. Foreign plots. You say foreign plots? I see free money. Trader refuses to serve the Republic. Despite Lubeck's unquestionable devotion to trade, many of its most prominent traders are now claiming the Syndic refuses to listen to them and are putting their own interests ahead of those which made the country rich. Done. Alright, you can head back to Arcasius, and then I think I'm just going to start you drilling and call that good enough. Awesome. Oh man, we are getting close. Yep, we're only 400 ducats away now. Then once we have that, we can start mass producing heavy ships, blitz through that, and then we're basically right where we need to be. With the exception of being one merchant short. We'll need to find a way of getting one more merchant. And then we're golden. Oh, no. Novgorod. The whole reason I'm converting this is we will then have more than 50% trade in the Novgorod node. And that will be the merchant from the trade power. The eruption of Putina. Grain and wine prices plummet for 2 years. In February 1600, the Peruvian volcano known as Putina erupted in a massive explosion. The effects of the eruptions were felt across the world, where famine killed millions and trade of grain and wine collapsed. Global trade. Goods have moved across continents since antiquity, but where this is previously limited to a set number of routes and goods, the manufactured goods of India and China finding a way across the Indian Ocean and along the Silk Road, all trade is now increasingly becoming part of a greater world network. With the discovery of the Americas, it's going to be in Hamburg, isn't it? It's going to be in Hamburg. With the discovery of the Americas, sea routes around Africa and the crossing of the Pacific Ocean, local trade networks are being connected into a world-spanning interconnected web. Silver mined in the Andes is now being boxed and taken via Europe all the way to China and India. Iron mined and wrought in Scandinavia is being sold in West Africa by Lubeckian merchants, and others are making a fortune just distributing cloth and spices within the Southeast Asian trade sphere. Local Indian merchants are investing in future European trade ventures. It may still be too early to speak of a truly global economy, but surely the first seeds have been sown. This changes everything, Gain. It was me! Ha ha! Holstein. Really? Holstein? Not Lubeck? Oh, come on! get a merchant when you embrace. You get a merchant when you embrace. Okay, that's our problem solved. We'll have 2. So what advantage does that give again? It's like plus trade power, isn't it? Global trade hub, local trade power plus 10%. Oh man, imagine if that had been in Lubeck. 177 would have been increased. Instead we get the 47. Actually, Holstein is a trade port. I had totally forgotten that Holstein is in fact a centre of trade. Okay, never mind. We'll just need to upgrade you to a level 3 and then... No! 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 Save the money! Wars of religion in France. France is and always will be Catholic. They lose stability, unrest goes up. Oh yeah, France is becoming pretty heavily reformed. Brandenburg's almost entirely Protestant again. Second chance, Brandenburg. Not many countries get that opportunity. Mission fulfilled. Ah, the price went down. Probably because the value of North Sea went down. Because the merchant stopped trading. Well, who am I to complain? Oh, in fact, I forgot to read a whole bunch of these. I'll do that once I've accepted this. So we're going to get our game-long trade efficiency, global trade power, and diplomatic tech cost. Boop. And we now have the Lubeck Grand Tour. Alright, so which ones did I not read? We did not read the base in Scotland. The city of Edinburgh would make a fine addition to our league, being well placed to act as our base in the North Sea. We should persuade them to make us their main trading partner. Then we got Hanseatic Bookkeeping. Now that our naval empire is secure, we must see to it that our bookkeeping is up to scratch, so that no penny destined for our coffers is funneled into corrupt pockets. And we've got the Hanseatic shipwrights. Without the naval strength to back up our trade empire, we risk losing all that we have gained. Our famed shipwrights must be given the best facilities to work with, so that our navy may never be short of ships. Oh, we got that one previously, actually. With wealth pouring into Lubeck, the port facilities are starting to look underdimensional. Our architects have drawn up plans to build a massive harbour crane they are calling the Crantor. Although its construction would be expensive, it would be a great help to our traders, as it would allow us to load and unload ships with much greater efficiency. We should see to it that these plans become a reality. Now I need to get 10 heavy ships. I just need to complete that mission. And then I need to complete that mission, and then boom, unite the league. We just need one more merchant, which we'll get when we embrace the institution. Lubeck gets cheap timber, giving the following effects. Naval maintenance -10, ship cost -10, durability. Ship cost -10! Or 200 ducats. Let's see, I need to get 10. That's going to be a total cost of 500. Minus that's going to be 50. Taking the money is better. Sell it before it becomes worthless. And then build me galleons. Wait, is this a good time to build galleons? Tech 19. Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have one already. We have one already. Oh, the flagship. Speaking of, do I need to upgrade you? Yeah, you're still a Carrack. Is it actually possible to upgrade flagships? Why do you still have money? Because the mission doesn't actually cost the money, it just requires that much. We are now trading in naval supplies. Naval force limit plus 20%. Oh man, that's dangerous. And yes, it can be upgraded. Fantastic. And we can get admin tech. Kapow! Fantastic. And now we have loads of money. So the first thing we're going to do is upgrade Holstein to a world port. Boop. The next thing I'm going to do is... How quickly is the institution spreading? Pretty sodding quickly. Port neighbouring province with global trade. Province is a level 3 centre of trade. Province is a level 2 centre of trade. Provincial trade power is at least 45, is at least 35, is at least 25. Printing press is present, and province trade power is at least 15. Currently spreading by plus 5.3 a month. Not quite so quick elsewhere. So I think I am going to emphasize its spread by changing our edicts to institution spread. I'm not going to do Novgorod, that's too far away. But this area for sure. Gotland. Gotland I don't care as much about. Again, too far away. It's not adjacent to any other friendly province with. Whereas basically this entire area is. Why don't I protect trade? Because the English Channel does not feed into Lubeck. Lubeck feeds into it. And England has a massive proportion here. And the more trade one power owns, the more efficient your privateers are. So if anyone ever tried to privateer Lubeck, for example, that would be a problem, because I have 73% efficiency. 73% trade power. So their privateering efficiency would be ludicrous. So because England has a similar situation, they own the majority of the trade power in the English Channel, might as well privateer it. I mean, protecting trade in Lubeck wouldn't gain me very much. Protecting trade in North Sea, a little bit. And protecting trade in the Baltic, I already control like half. The only other place that might make sense actually is Novgorod. There's a lot of money going to the White Sea. But right now I'm fairly sure I'm making more money from just privateering the English Channel. Plus, England is a rival, so it's keeping up my power projection. That was Gotland, not Gotland. Where's Gotland then? Austro-Gotland is this. Yeah, it's just the state name. It's still Gotland. Genoa accepted peace with their former enemies, Milan. Genoa will cede Parma to Milan. Man, Genoa's just being jumped. Trade League of Genoa's disbanded. And England is spying on me? How dare you, sir? I'll spy right back at you, because you are going to need to be someone that I go after fairly soon. And Denmark too, and then I can stop spying on Scilly. Because we are now technologically equal. And we should be gaining innovativeness, because we're ahead of time in everything. Excellent. Bohemia has the Evangelical Union. Did Bohemia convert then? No. Oh, it's because they're the Emperor. After Emperor Vratislav IV rejected the Protestant confessional positions of the Imperial Parliament, the Protestant Imperial Estates formed the League of Schalkalden, with a joint army and a treasury seeking ties abroad. The German Catholic states, feeling threatened by this new alliance, have regrouped into the Catholic League. The stage is set for religious conflict in Europe. And we've converted Novgorod. Ha frickin' czar. Alright, so Novgorod, we are going to unstate you. Considering how expensive that place was, that makes me feel a bit bad. We are going to... You're already a level 2. I'm fairly sure you can keep upgrading trade companies anyway. Yeah, you can. And then we're going to turn this into a trade company, which is going to double its trade power. And that should also basically lock down this. We now have another merchant. Or not. Yes, there it is. Boom, number 6. And that's all we needed. So where are we going to send you? Novgorod. There's nobody actually here yet. That's going to feed in the Baltic, which is going to feed to us. Now it might be worth sending ships to the Baltic. Or else being a bit more aggressive about taking Danzig. Portuguese Mexico tell us of the New World diamonds. Diamonds, a type of stone so durable it cannot even be polished, save from using its own dust, has long been the most rare of all precious stones. For centuries, India has been the only known source of diamonds in the entire world, and even there it is found in only a few well-guarded mining regions. With the discovery of large quantities of diamonds in inland South America, however, diamonds have become something not only for kings and princes, but also for rich magnates, burghers and other connoisseurs of jewellery. Price of gems goes down, but Portugal does get a one-off injection of cash. Oh, and because I control so much trade in Novgorod, all of these areas that produce iron, fur, naval supplies have suddenly started producing an absolute bucket load of goods, which is also increasing the value of an already very valuable trade node. Ka-ching. And at this point, it might actually be worth upgrading Gotland to a level 3. Let's see, where do we have 3s right now? These two are. Hamburg is, but I don't own it. Yeah, I think Gotland being level 3 would be a good investment. Let's lock down trade in the Baltic. And we could really do with upgrading these guys too. For that, I think I will wait for Tech 19. Because those ships are expensive. And then buildings. We can now get some trade company buildings. Local defensiveness supply limit. Local trade power. And then production efficiency in the Novgorod area, which is producing fur. Production efficiency and goods produced in the Novgorod area. That's a big bonus too. Manpower and sailors. I mean, that one's not really worth it. Trade steering. We're Lubeck. Our trade steering is super low. Not worth it. Army tradition, possibly? Especially because the entire Muscovy Charter gains more trade value. Although the Muscovy Charter is not that big. +5 naval force limit. Now that is tempting.